joining us tonight. We have 4 judges all together, and 2 of them are going to be speaking with us tonight. So our 4 judges include, we have Ken Body, who is with, he's a TV host at Coin TV. He's a very well-versed in all things FashionNXT. He's been covering FashionNXT for the last 5 years or so. So he's really excited about this competition. He's not going to be joining us tonight, but hopefully in the future. We also will have Mondo Guerrera, who is, I'm sure you've known who he is from Project Runway. He is a winner of All Stars, runner-up on season 8 of Project Runway, and all around amazing fashion designer, very creative person. So we're really looking forward to having Mondo as one of our judges. The 2 who are joining us tonight, also extremely excited. We have Trey Renee. She is a wonderful host who's on iHeartRadio. She's also on K2. Thank you for your patience. And she is going to be a judge also. So I'm going to go ahead and invite her tonight. We have her. An Emmy Award-winning host at K2, iHeartRadio, many other stations. Hello, Trey Renee. Welcome back.
Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm playing around with some hairstyles.
You look lovely
right now. Thank you very much. It's a lot of hair.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. It's perfect. We're really excited to have you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us again. This is, I believe, your second time on our live.
It is. I'm happy to be here. I love fashion. I like to play fashionista.
Absolutely, so this is fun. Absolutely. So we're really excited to have you as one of our judges for our 2020 mask competition. Let's see. Are you there? Looks like some technical something here. Yes, I do see some of you guys are here also for Stephan, and he's going to be joining us in just a little while. Stephan is an award-winning fashion critic and journalist, featured at Forbes, New York Times, Vogue. The list goes on. It looks like Trey Renee had a little bit of connection issues. So we'll talk about Stephan for a moment here. We're extremely excited to have him as one of our judges. He is extremely well-versed in fashion. He has extensively covered fashion, lifestyle, through his magazine, Depeche. He has launched many brands. So he's extremely, let's see if she's in here, extremely qualified to be judging the mask competition. If you are a designer and you want to participate in this mask competition, please do go to FashionNXT.com/masks, and FashionNXT is spelled FashionNXT.com/masks, and you can go ahead and see all of the details over there, as well as enter, and let's see, oh, there she goes. As well as enter and see all of the judges and information. And yeah, I definitely recommend joining this. Hi, welcome back.
Hey, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
No problem. It happens. This is how lives go. So let's go ahead and jump in here. So we are so thrilled to have you as one of our judges for our 2020 mask competition. So thank you for joining us for that.
Let me tell you why. First of all, I love FashionNXT. When Tito reached out to me, it was like a no-brainer. I think that the fashion scene in Portland is definitely one that people need to take even more notice of. And I know that we have some fabulous talent out here. And so anybody to get involved and share their fashion sense and their talents and their gifts with everybody, I'm all for it.
Yeah, you're definitely someone who has your finger on the pulse of what's going on in Portland. So this is a really exciting thing to have you participate. So we'd love to know how your thoughts on how masks have changed throughout pandemic. So they're not just a necessity now; they are a fashion statement. And how have you seen that kind of change and morph throughout the pandemic? And yeah, we'd love to hear about that.
So yeah, it's like you said, right? At first, it was this very necessary item. Everyone was talking about the surgical masks or the N95 masks, which, I mean, out of necessity, we have to do what we have to do.
Right.
And so everybody was wearing masks. And then when they weren't available, then people started to make their own masks. And with that started this whole creativity around, well, what colors do I like? I remember my neighbor asking me, saying, hey, Trey, I want to make your family a mask. What are your daughter's favorite colors? What are your favorite colors? And your husband? And I thought, I never even thought about having your favorite colors going on a mask because, again, it was out of this necessity that we had to have in order to stay safe. Mm-hmm. But then it was like, wait a minute. Well, if I'm doing colors, I have outfits. I think this necessity is turning into an accessory.
Yeah.
And so I like to call these masks necessary accessories because now you can zhuzh them up. And I don't know about you, Tiff, but I have at least 15 masks.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like one for, I'm kind of like, okay, I just need to get out here and hurry up. One I keep in the car that sort of goes with everything just in case I forget a mask. And so I'm not out here looking crazy with, camouflage on and an animal print mask. And yes, believe I do have an animal print mask. Of course I do.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. And you have the reversible masks. You have, and everybody's getting in on the game. I mean, the kids have animal, little cutesy animal masks, like with little panda noses and all these kind of whiskers and stuff like that. And my husband, he loves and fashion designers coming into the game, where I've seen people walking around with Louis Vuitton, and Givenchy and all these, I'm like, oh, really? We doing it like that. Now, whether it's legit or if it's knockoffs, it doesn't matter. It's just saying a whole lot. And if you're a girl like me, and by girl, I use that term loosely because if you are all about the sparkles and the bling and the glitter, there's a mask for you too, because I have one that's all bedazzled out. So I love how people have taken something that was something that people frowned upon wearing, having to wear it, like I said, this necessity item, and turning it into something that can represent your own style. Says a little bit more about you because you can't see your mouth anymore, and a lot of people rely on that for full-on facial expression.
Right, smiling.
Well, yeah, all of that, right? Like your mask now your mask says a lot about you. There are statement masks that just have bold, lettering and logos and whatever else on them, and there's BLM masks and there's Make America Great Again masks. Whatever you want to do, there's a mask for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So bring us. So what are you excited for as a judge for this competition? What are you excited for designers to bring to the table? What are you looking for?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the design is one thing, but I'm looking for Portland to bring it with the functionality as well as the look, because we're talking about something again that we need, right? We're not walking around inside or outside without these accessories. So they need to be functional and they need to be comfortable. I have had, well, I've come across plenty of masks that look really pretty and they look really sassy and they may represent my, personality and my style, but they're not comfortable and they're not functional. It's like, okay, it's tugging at my ears, or, you can't, it's messing up my hairstyle. I mean, as you can see, all this hair is hard to mess up, but, you don't want something that's going to mess up the rest of your look. You want it to complement your look. So as these designers get ready, there we go. As these designers get ready to jump in for this wonderful mask competition, which I think is fantastic, by the way. I think it's a great way to showcase talent. Think about not just taking your mask to the next level, but it has to be functional. Like, I don't want tassels hanging all the way down to my boobs when I'm trying to drink or eat, and I have to kind of mess with it, and it's gonna be too much. Nobody, you can't do all that. It gets caught on things. Think about all of that, because I've had a lot of people have some mask disasters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So to impress Trey Renee, she's looking for function. She's looking for style. She's looking for, is it comfortable?
That's right.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's right. And it has to work. I mean, I can't believe this one mask girl I saw. It just had nothing right here.
Huh.
Like, I was like, well, it was a whole piece cut out right here. Just because obviously somebody wanted to, I guess, feel like you can eat or drink or breathe with it. But I was like, well, that's not functional. That's not safe. What's the point?
Yeah. Maybe they're making a statement. I don't know.
Well, you need both.
Yes.
To impress
Excellent.
me.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate
Absolutely.
that. We're so excited for this competition. It's going on until the end of the month. So if you're a designer looking to participate, submit some masks and just go to fashionnext.com/masks. And FashionNXT is spelled fashionNXT.com/masks. And Trey Renee will be one of our 4 amazing judges, going to be looking at your masks, and hopefully you will be the winner.
I know. Good luck, you guys. I am looking forward to seeing everything that you all submit. I know that you have the talent and the creativity to take it to the next level. And I hope that you bring it and that I see it and I love it.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you, Trey Renee. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So next up, we have the amazing Stephan Rabimov. He is a well-esteemed fashion blogger, not just that, but a journalist. He covers many fashion avenues, well-educated, double master's degrees. He's an educator, and I'm really excited to have him be one of our judges. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in here. See if he will come up. Again, hello, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Pleasure.
Yeah, so you are another one of our celebrity judges who is going to be featured for our 2020 FashionNXT mask competition. How are you feeling about that?
Nervous.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of responsibility in judging because there's a lot of talent out there, and I think our job is very, very tough to find the right, to make the right choice. It's always difficult.
Yes, absolutely. And you've covered masks over on Forbes and also L'Officiel and many other avenues. We'd love to hear what your perspective is on the kind of evolution of the way masks have joined our fashion staples, not just staples, but fashion statements.
And don't mind me, because I also have a cat that joined us.
Oh my gosh!
His name is Pushkin.
Oh.
Well, I think of masks through a slightly different lens, being a kind of a fashion critic, I look at the fashion history and what it can teach us, because, as we know, history tends to repeat itself. Over the last, I'd say, few decades, there's been kind of a what I would call a rise in anonymity aesthetics, and in particular, think of like invisibility cloaks and eavesdropping chambers and masked villains, and heroes. These things are part of our cultural history. And then we have on the art side Banksy and gorillas, and on the fashion side, designers that are presenting models without faces or covered, and therefore we have to wear masks. I think in many ways this kind of depersonalization that's happening through masks is not new. We've had this throughout our history, and I think this way of presenting ourselves is intriguing, because it's a human nature to be curious about what's behind the mask. So I would encourage everybody who wears the mask to really treat it that way, instead of just something that you have to wear for safety reasons. Think of it also from the aesthetics perspective. Make it fun, make it be part of your mysterious personality.
That is such a wonderful, unique perspective. I love that so much. And the avant-garde features that you've had in your columns are so just enticing. And yeah, so if you guys haven't had a chance to take a look at his work, go to his Instagram, check out all of his articles. Very, very amazing stuff. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up. That's great.
Of course.
So as far as this competition goes, what are you looking for as a judge? Obviously, it needs to work as a mask. However, it seems like you have a more creative approach to what you're looking for. We'd love to hear that.
And the previous judge, Trini, it's a tough act to follow, because she's definitely looking for more function. But you're right, I'm looking for something that would impress me, because I think many of us, especially through the lens of fast fashion, and kind of a lot of designers not taking the approach of strong creativity and freedom of thought and trying to emulate and copy each other. I don't think this is the future that I'd like to see. So therefore, for me as a judge, I'm looking forward to designers that can throw away the familiarity and bring something absolutely extravagant, outstanding, unorthodox to the table. And for me, functionality is not as important. And I'll explain to you why. In many ways, competitions, especially design competitions, remind me of the haute couture shows. You see some of the most unexpected fashion, something that you would see and go, that's not what I would wear every day. But then we do know that the trends and the design elements that appear in haute couture shows trickle down to mass market fashion. And the companies that copy haute couture designers, they're the ones that ultimately make things more wearable, kind of distill big ideas into smaller ideas, into more functional clothes. So I would imagine designers that are coming up with these mask ideas, maybe make it more functional or make it more wearable.
Yes.
But really, I think they should be pushing the design element first.
Yeah, absolutely. And their creativity, and would you say that this would be a way for them to kind of do that creative thing without having to launch an entire collection this next season?
Yes, and I'll give you a great example, an allegory. Think of scarves. The scarves that we wear every day, their history is over 2,000 years long. And over the 2,000 years, what was the scarf now is an ascot, a tie, and many, many other useful things that we the scarf has become not just something that warriors would wear, but obviously now it has become a fashion accessory. So I would think of masks something similar. In a short history of time that we're experiencing now, so what has been, about 6 months of this pandemic, we've seen a proliferation of masks designs, all kinds. And I'd love to see designers to think of masks beyond just of a face covering. Maybe it could be a hoodie with a mask. Maybe it could be wherever you want it to be, but impress me beyond just a basic mask. There has to be more to that than that.
And Trey Renee says, "Ooh, that sounds good. I want that too."
Yeah, good.
It's so great how we have such a variety of judges, because, whereas somebody would maybe not be noticed by someone, they'd be noticed by someone else, and they can be lifted up by that judge.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to have our panel. So I guess my next question for you would be to kind of encourage the designers to participate. Why should somebody participate in this? Why do you think this is an opportunity for them?
Well, first short answer is why not? It doesn't cost much to participate, and you have a chance to add another great accolade like FashionXT to your portfolio. And I really want to take this moment to say thank you to Tito for coming up with this idea. First of all, the founder and organizer of FashionXT. Last year, for example, I traveled to 12 countries around the world, and I've seen 12 fashion weeks. Versus when I go to Azerbaijan, or if I go to Hungary versus when I go to Russia, it's the markets that are smaller, that are more local, that tend to have fashion and ideas and creativity that blows my mind. And what I see in New York, in London, and Paris most often is something that I already seen somewhere in emerging markets. So I think of Portland as one of those kind of laboratories, hubs, where young talent and even established talent can be more daring, more risky, more creative. So I would encourage everybody who's out there to join in this competition, because not only you can be a part of something historic, right? Maybe the mask that comes out of this competition will be one of the most viral masks in America or the world. But then you can also claim that you were part of that competition, and you were among the peers that came out with some of the most cutting edge masks that could become the next norm. So competition is not so much about finding the one. To me, competition is also a conversation between designers, a dialogue that they can have between each other through their design.
I love that. That is so wow. This is why we have you as one of our judges. Thank you.
I appreciate. You're welcome. My pleasure.
That's excellent. Yeah. So if you are a designer, just go for it. Why not? Why not try it? This is an amazing opportunity for you. All you have to do is go to fashionnext.com/masks to join. And thank you so much, Stephan, for joining us today. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I love seeing your creative, almost avant-garde perspective of masks. So
thank you for wonderful questions, and thank you, FashionXT, for inviting me to be a judge. Everybody, good luck and take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Wow, so very exciting stuff here. So be sure to, if you know any designers, if you're a designer and you have some amazing ideas for masks, this can be an amazing opportunity for you to participate. Just go to fashionnext.com/masks. FashionNXT is FashionNXT.com/masks. And join in the conversation, join in the participation, and we would love to see